Hey guys, welcome back. Today, it's all about fall food photography. Now, we ended up finishing on doing a summertime drink at the end of summer. So I thought, what better than to jump into the next season with some nice, tasty fall food. So I'm going to show you how to create this image here. We're going to look at the propping, the styling, the lighting. I'm going to take it all apart, put it all back together to show you how I did it to create that image so you can create images like that yourself. So let's get into this tutorial. It's a fun one. Well, here we are in the studio. Now, like I said, we finished up last time doing a summertime drink because it was at the end of summer. So I thought, why not continue with the seasons? And we're going to do a bit of food photography, fall themed, autumn, that wonderful chilly time of year. We're also going to do a little later, so you have to keep an eye out for this, I'm going to do a fall drink one. So that'll be another video tutorial for you to look forward to. But anyways, let's just jump right into this one and get into this tasty donut shoot. I've already got some of this set up. The reason being, I've explained it before in the video, I kind of do things reverse. I set everything up, I do all my propping, styling, and I get the photos that I use in the video. I do that first. The reason being, you don't want to watch me fiddle with this prop, that prop, taking me forever to get everything else set up and changing the composition around. So what I do is I work out all those details first, and then I simply take it apart and put it back together again in the video to make the video run a little smoother and more enjoyable for you. So that's why I've already kind of got my donuts and that on set, because these are a glazed donut. They're not what I wanted. I wanted a pumpkin spice or spice donut that was a drier, rounder donut. Couldn't find them anywhere, and I can't bake them that good. Not that good looking anyways. So I went with these, and they are a tasty donut, but they're glazed. They're messy, they're sticky, but they are tasty. Now, I'm using just a standard little baker's tin, and I've got a beige napkin here. Now, inside the tin, because as you see, the donuts are not tall enough, I've put wood in the bottom to help lift it up so the donuts show more and it looks like it's filling the tin. Now, I went with the beige kind of napkin because what is fall? Warm, rich tones, oranges, a lot of good texture. And that's what I wanted to try and bring out within the photo. That leads me into my background, wood, warm toned. What I'm shooting on my tabletop is wood, warm, rich tones. So I can get that nice warm feeling within the image, and it contrasts nice with kind of the orangey color of the donuts. Now we need to add in some other props. What other props do we have that are fall themed? Well, how about this beautiful gourd right here? And it's got a bit of a orangey patch there. So this squash gourd will work perfectly. And we're just going to have it peek in kind of in the back like that. Now, when we're doing our propping and styling, you want to create depth to the image to help draw the viewer into your scene. So I got a bunch of these little pumpkins. I don't know if you can see them here, but I really like this one because I like the angle of the top on it. So we're going to simply take it and we're going to put it in the front. Now, you can already see a couple of things going on. I have depth of field because I have objects of interest layered through the scene. I also have that bit of a diagonal line going on for the composition. Now, this one here, I absolutely love this little copper bowl, tray, pan, and I have a silicone muffin tin piece underneath, and that's holding the donuts up because otherwise they just simply fall in. But we want this for the gorgeous color and texture and the feel it gives, and we're tucking it on that back corner like we've got a big pile of them there and we got a pile of them here. So that's starting to balance out our composition. Now, a few other things that we kind of need is some fall colored leaves. And as I said before, this is what I get in my yard, not very colorful. So I bought a bunch of artificial leaves. I think I got them at Hobby Lobby, but you can see I got a big bag of these artificial leaves and they work great because the focus is not on them. They're just little accent pieces. So you can't really tell they're fake. Well, at least I hope you can't. So let's add a few leaves in here to make this look a little more wonderful. And I found sometimes the best way to give the look, to make it look more natural, is to simply kind of let things flop and fly around and land in place. Because sometimes when I try and lay some of this stuff down, it becomes patterned because I'm laying it down versus kind of letting it just fall into its own places. That's a trick that you can use if you're struggling trying to arrange things. Kind of give it a little toss on the table. Look at the natural pattern that it has when it falls by itself. So we've got the little set. There's one more thing I'd like to add to it. I've got this beautiful little wooden cup. It's kind of a mortar and pestle, but I'm going to use the bottom part. It's got some nice detailing on the wood here. I'm just going to have it peeking into the back there because it just simply adds a little extra to me, and it's got that warm, rich tone that we're after. Now, we've talked about the setup. I've talked about the composition and some of the propping. I don't need any utensils. I could add some napkin in, but I don't want to overpower the scene and lose focus, which is what? The donuts. So I think that is enough. Now we need to figure out how to light it. Over here, you can see I have a strip box going on. I went with the strip box versus the soft box because the soft box is big, it's soft, gorgeous light. But I wanted something a little contrastier, a little harder. So that's why I went with the strip box. The smaller the light source, the harder the light. But it still gives a nice glow to it. Now, the powering in that is an Alien B800. Now, I shot this with a Nikon D800 with the 90mm Tamron lens. It's absolutely my go-to lens for this stuff. That's what I used. I've already taken the photos, as I said previously, so now we're just kind of putting things back together. So the photos won't be identical looking to my little setup here, but it's relatively close. Now, for the camera settings, some people ask about it. I'm using shutter speed 160 because it syncs with my studio light. I used f10 to shoot this with, and my ISO never moves off of 100. I'm in a studio, I don't need to bump it up from that because I want the best quality I can possibly get. So that is the camera settings that I used. I had it basically here when I was shooting on about a 45, but you can handhold it. So let's take a photo of this little setup. I think that looks pretty good. I love the lighting and I love the warm, rich tones and that fall feel. Do you feel the fall in that? The textures and the tones, I think, work out really well. Instead of the vertical, why don't we do kind of a landscape of that? Hey, that looks pretty good. And what's another angle that we use a lot in food photography? You got it, top down. So let's have a look at a top down. Oh, I think that looks awesome. Now you can see I did a little bit of playing with the composition because depending on the angle, I had to change it up a bit. But when you're shooting kind of on that bit of an angle, having the foreground to the background and the things in between really add depth to your image. And I think helps draw the viewer's attention into it. That's basically it. If you have any questions or comments, leave it down below. Love to hear back from you what you thought of it. Which one did you prefer? Vertical, horizontal, top down? Let me know which you preferred the best. All right, I want to keep this one short and sweet. Sweet, donuts. I can't wait to tuck into one of them. Anyways, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Hit that bell notification where I post new videos like this. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help me out. Thanks. So, until the next time.